What's going on, guys? I think we are live. I think we're live on YouTube finally. Just testing everything's okay. What's going on, guys? I think we are live. Grand. I think we're all ready to go, guys. So I'm gonna share this stream out. We're gonna get as many people as we can into this stream, and we're gonna cover as much as we can in the next probably hour or so. So yeah, guys, get sharing this stream out. We'll try to get as many people in as we can. I'm just going to use tonight as well, sort of just as a test, because I've never really done a live stream before. I've done a few back in the day on Twitch, but I've never really done any on YouTube. So it'd be interesting to see how many we can get in. Maybe this isn't the best time to do a live stream. Maybe on a Friday, people are usually busy or going out. But yeah, so if you're staying in, it's a good time. Maybe just come in, chill, chat a bit of wrestling. See how many we can get in anyway. As I said, guys, share out the stream if you can, and we'll try get as many people in here. If not, guys, if this is a complete fail, then we can always just reschedule for the weekend, maybe Sunday evening. I think that would be a good time probably to do one. So yeah, guys, in this stream, we're going to cover such things as WWE 2K17. We're also going to be talking about the WWE brand split and Money in the Bank 2016, which is only a couple of weeks away. In, guys, I'm going to be looking at the chat, so if you have any questions, I'll be making sure to answer them. I think the best thing for me to do was probably, since it's my first stream actually on YouTube, even though I've been on YouTube for about 3 or 4 years now, I've never actually done anything like this on YouTube. As I said, I've been on Twitch, I've done all that stuff, but I've never actually done a live stream on YouTube. So I thought it'd be probably best just to start off with a Google Hangout just to see how this works, on to bigger and better things. Okay, so I'm trying to see, Grant, I can see your comments. Grant, I need to get the live control room up. There we go. Can just share out the stream. We're going to try to get as many people in as we can. I know people are probably busy. It's a Friday night, but this is really just a test run just for live streaming. As I said, I haven't really live streamed too much before. So yeah, we'll try to get as many people in as we can. And then we'll get really started on this live stream. Cover. Going to do a bit of a Q&A maybe if we get a good amount of people in. I'm also going to do, I'm going to be talking about, I should say, WWE 2K17. Of course, some massive news coming out this Wednesday. The WWE are doing a draft. So yeah, guys, we're going to see a brand split. SmackDown is now going to be live every Tuesday starting July 19th. It's going to be live on the USA Network. Of course, it'll be live on Sky Sports 1 now at 1 o'clock on Monday morning, yeah. Tuesday into Monday morning. So it's going to be pretty big. You know, we're talking about having potentially, we're going to have about probably, oh, we have a comment. I'm just trying to, sorry about this, guys. It says, do you think Kevin Owens will win the WWE Championship? That's a good question. That comes from Penguin Vlog. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. So, yeah, guys, Kevin Owens, I actually really like Kevin Owens. He's really an old school type of wrestler. I don't even think he is a full-on heel, although he's a bit of a tweener, I like to think, because he kind of plays to the crowd sometimes, kind of tells them things they'd like to hear. So even the way he acts around Michael Cole and stuff, you know, people, it's well known that, you know, wrestling fans just hate Michael Cole. So when he starts kind of taking the piss out of Michael Cole, you know, sometimes I think that's pretty funny. But yeah, I think he has the potential, definitely. When he debuted, we seen him going to the matches he had against John Cena. I thought they were absolutely fantastic. I remember the match he had at Elimination Chamber. That was like the best match probably of last year. I loved that match so much. Some of the things he can do, and the moonsault off the top rope, is just unbelievable. I've seen even Vader, the WWE legend, talking about it the other day, and you're saying, you know, it's just crazy seeing a man of Kevin Owens' size having that much agility, and, you know, things is pretty phenomenal. But I definitely think he will be a WWE champion in the future. I just hope he doesn't kind of go down the same road the likes of Bray Wyatt and a few others have, where they come onto the main roster and, you know, they're going well for a while, and then they kind of go off the radar a bit, because this is a guy, Kevin Owens, he deserves to have the WWE championship shot, definitely. I think Bray Wyatt as well, you know, he'll be coming back soon, hopefully, along with the Wyatt family. I think that guy definitely deserves a shot at the title as well. Doesn't mean he has to win it, you know, just like AJ Styles. Crazy saying, no, Roman Reigns buried AJ Styles, but guys, that's just not how it works. AJ Styles was working with the top guy in the WWE at the moment, Roman Reigns, and, you know, that's what you want. You know, you don't want to see AJ Styles coming in and working the mid card going against the Miz. You know, that's not what we want to see. You want to see in main event, and the likes of Kevin Owens definitely deserve to be in the main event. So yeah, I definitely think Kevin Owens will be WWE champion in the future. Thank you very much for your question. So yeah, guys, make sure to share with the stream. We're trying to get as many people in as we can. As I said, we're going to be covering such things as WWE 2K17. Any questions you have, so I'll do a bit of a Q&A. We're also going to be talking about the WWE brand split. I also have an announcement to make at the end of this video. And yeah, just any questions really on the current product. As I said, it's Friday. It's just a time to chill, really. If you had a long week in school, a long week in college, long week in work, whatever it's been, you know, just to chill, to talk about wrestling. That's on this stream. I might even make a weekly thing if you guys enjoy it. Guys, to join in on the live stream, we'll have this video in full on the channel afterwards. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how you guys like these videos. And as I said, if you enjoy them, we can make this a weekly thing. And as I said, it's just a test run as well. If this day doesn't suit people, then we can probably go maybe onto a Saturday or Sunday. So whatever you guys think is best. I'm just going to share the stream out on Facebook. My Twitter handle is in the description of the stream, so if you want to go follow me there, maybe. I'm very active on social media. I post all my latest videos and all that good stuff. So yeah, it'd be a good idea to go check me out. Also, guys, just want to say thank you very much. A lot of subscribers in the last couple of days. We are on the road to 10K subscribers. Hit that if we can in the next month or so. That would be absolutely fantastic. For about 3 or 4 years now, and as I said, it's my first time doing any stream like this. I always want to get to know my subscribers better, you know, because as you see, I want to always reply to comments, and I'm just a wrestling fan. I don't put myself as, you know, like some people kind of like, you know, oh, I'm a YouTuber, I'm too good to reply to this sort of channel. I'm not like that at all, guys. I'm just a wrestling fan who makes videos. You know, I've been doing it for a couple of years now, and I've had a bit of success at it. So that's all it is. You know, it's just, I just recommend it to anyone. Go check out YouTube. You know, it's definitely, you have a blast. You meet some great people, and yeah, it's definitely something I would recommend if you're thinking of doing it. I'm just at the moment, I'm just on Twitter sharing out the stream, trying to get as many people in as we can. And I'm gonna send this out on Twitter. So yeah, say guys, share this stream out if you can. We're gonna get as many people in as possible. Some of you are probably wondering why this is just a Google Hangout. If you heard me at the start of the stream, I am just doing this as a test run pretty much, just to see how many we can get in, just to get some answers really, to see what day people would like to see me stream. I'm trying to see if I can actually see the comments that are coming in. I'm not sure if I'm on the right. As I say, guys, this is my first time really streaming on YouTube, so sorry if I'm making any mistakes or if the audio's off or anything. Just let me know. As I said, it's just really a test run here tonight. This video will be going live once it's processed after the stream over. So guys, make sure to share it with your friends. And you know, as I said, it's just really a test run. I want to see how many people we can get in on a stream. What time suits you guys best? When you think you would like to see me stream? From next week on, guys, I actually have an announcement at the end. I was going to make it at the end of this video, but it looks like we're not getting too many in at this time tonight. So we are going to go live next week, maybe on Saturday or Sunday. We're also going to, starting next week, I'm going to try upload every single day from now on. But there you have it, guys. I'm going to be uploading a video every single day starting next week. I'll have at least one video a day. We'll be covering such things as WWE 2K17, any news really on the brand split. I'll be keeping you guys updated on that. Also, you know, there's a lot of news coming around at the moment with releases and people joining WWE as well, possible debuts. It's going to be a crazy summer, so make sure you are subscribed. As I say, guys, it's just a test run on this streaming on YouTube before. So yeah, we're just going to start off with a Google Hangout, and of course in the future we can move on streaming such things as, you know, maybe WWE 2K16 or even older wrestling games. Always want to see. Graham, we have another one. We have that potato. He is in the comment section. As I say, guys, this is just a test run. Sorry if you're in the stream for longer than I've seen you in the comment section. I'm just trying to keep everyone up to date. This is really just a test stream tonight. I'm trying to keep everyone up to date on what I'm doing. So in the stream, we're going to try to get as many people in as we can. I'm just starting off with a Google Hangout to see. I've never really streamed on YouTube before, so this is really just a test run tonight. Hopefully, I can get replies from you guys what night you would like to see me stream. And then from next week on, I'll start streaming every week. I'll maybe have WWE 2K16, even some older games you guys might want to see. Of course, I have pretty much every console, so we'll see how that works out in terms of what games you want to see me play. Also, next week, I'll be uploading pretty much every day a video, every single day. We'll be covering everything from WWE 2K17, the brand split, of course. There's going to be a lot of news coming out on that. All the gossip on the draft. I think it's coming out on, I think they're going to do the draft on July the 11th. So be interesting to see what stars will be on what show. So yeah, I'm going to keep you guys updated. As I said, we'll try to get as many people into this stream tonight as we can. Pretty happy with that, guys. As I said, it's Friday. School's finished. Maybe you're in college now. Maybe it's been a tough week in work. We're just going to do this stream just to chill, talk about the wrestling. And yeah, we're going to get as many people in as we can. As I said, this might not be the best time to stream on a Friday night, but we'll see anyway, guys, how this works out. Okay, we have another question. It says, do you think they're going to bring back the 2 titles? That's a very good question. I'd actually like to see them do it because I think back in the day, it worked wonders when SmackDown, they did the draft Raw on SmackDown back in the day. The likes of Edge, Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, these guys built the World Heavyweight Championship and of course the WWE Championship when it had a belt on both shows. It just worked wonders, guys, because the writers were actually able to focus on these guys and give them stories that actually had a bit of meaning instead of just throwing together matches. And I really thought when Raw went to 3 hours, the younger talent and the people coming up from NXT will actually get a chance to shine because they had 3 hours to fill on Raw, but the way Raw's being booked now, it's just there's so much time that goes towards ads. Probably about in total of the 3 hours, about probably 30 minutes of it is ads, and they have a lot of filling time on the show. The first segment's usually about 30 minutes, which takes away a lot. There's not too much wrestling on the show. It has improved over the last couple of weeks. There has been a lot more wrestling on the show. But I definitely think if they were to bring back the 2 titles and have the draft, have the brand split, I think it would be a very good idea to bring back the World Heavyweight Championship. Hopefully they don't do what they did in around 2007, 2008, when they had people like the Great Khali holding the championship, Jack Swagger, that road. Give it to the people maybe like Kevin Owens, someone like Bray Wyatt, someone that can really, carry that championship and give it a bit of meaning again. Just get the feuds going, get the rivalries going, and just make these guys stars, because that's what they deserve to be. And yeah, thanks very much for the question. I'm really excited for this, because I really can't wait to see this summer what they do with the brand split, because it's such an exciting time. I know back in the day when they did it, it really worked well. Around when did they do the second brand split? Maybe 2004. I'm not too sure that one worked too well. Sometimes even I don't like what they did with JR and stuff, when they never actually informed them that they were going to be. They never actually told JR that he was going to be going to SmackDown. So I think they kind of did that on purpose, just to kind of wind them up and see how he reacted to it. So be interesting this time round. Will they change the commentators? Will they be informing people? Because it is such a massive thing. Because remember JR saying it was like he was pretty pissed off, because this is kind of affect them man's livelihood. Because it's such a massive change on their schedules and stuff. So they need to know about it. They need to be able to make them changes and be prepared. And it was a big change for JR, and I think that really was the start of his demise on WWE TV, because just after that, when he was on SmackDown with the likes of, I think he was commentating with Mick Foley, he just kind of lost his interest, and pretty much the end of JR. Kevin Owens is a brilliant heel. I would have to agree with you on that. I was saying kind of earlier on in the stream, I think he's a bit of a trainer sometimes. He can kind of play to the crowd sometimes, but then he kind of knocks them straight back down. He brings them back up, he knocks them back down. It's just he's good at doing it, a bit of a troll. We see him on Twitter all the time, just ripping the piss out of people. So yeah, that's always funny to see. I think he's a great guy, Kevin Owens. If he is, if you see him doing interviews or podcasts or anything like that, he's always just on top of his game. He's just like Bray Wyatt as well. We're talking a lot about Kevin Owens and Bray Wyatt in this stream here tonight, but these are 2 guys that I really maybe Kevin Owens has gone off or should I say Bray Wyatt has gone off the radar a bit in the last year or so, but I really do hope he can turn it around. And actually, Stream, I'm going to go back onto WWE's Twitter page now at the moment. I think they tweeted something out yesterday. I think it could have been for the Wyatt family. I'm just going to go look for it now. I think it was something in like Graveyard or something, maybe. I'll have a quick look for it now. The same picture of John Cena. He returns on Monday, doesn't he? Do you think he's going to go after the United States Championship? Really, the only thing that's going really for him at the moment, the United States Championship, because maybe they'll hold him off from feuding with Roman Reigns until SummerSlam. Oh, they're advertising the WWE NXT tour of the UK and Ireland. I'm actually going to be going to that with my 2 mates on July 14th. So expect a vlog for that as well. WWE NXT in Dublin. Cannot wait for it. Let's see. I'm pretty sure it was tweeted off the WWE page, but just to make sure. Find it there. But anyway, I think it was a teaser for the Wyatt family. You actually mentioned the Wyatt family, but be interesting to see if they're back in the next couple of weeks. They've been talking so much about John Cena returning, and they haven't put Owens on the Dublin card yet. Have they actually announced WWE for them, have they? I think for November yet. I think they're going to announce it after the NXT show in April, so I'm not too sure Kevin Owens actually hasn't been to Dublin yet as part of um the WWE European tour. So I'm actually really hoping to see. I got to see him when I went over to the two shows in London there a couple of weeks ago, Raw and SmackDown, and he was just phenomenal. Even after the show went off the air, you would have seen the video uploaded, guys. He was just ripping the piss out of AJ Styles and Dean Ambrose. So he's so good on the mic. We have another comment. It says, a bit weird when Cena won it because he's normally the main guy. Roman Reigns versus Cena would be awesome. I'd have to agree. I think a lot of people shit all over that match just because it's two people, you know, that a lot of people are kind of fed up with, even though I don't see it that way at all. I really have a lot of respect for John Cena, for the WWE over the last 10 to 12 years. Is absolutely phenomenal, and like how he's still like in great shape. I know he has a lot of wear and tear, a lot of miles on him, but I definitely think he still has a lot of good matches in him, and I think Roman Reigns can. You know, people chanting "You can't wrestle," I have to disagree with that completely. I think the guys, Joey, even seen against AJ Styles, people are saying AJ Styles carried him. I don't see it that way. I just think two of them put together a great match, and I definitely think Cena and Reigns could tear the house down at a WrestleMania or a SummerSlam, because the fans' reactions to everything they do would just be insane. And I think people shitting all over that match would have different views after they get to see that match and how it's put together. But be interesting to see now if we actually get that match, because you know there's speculation that Cena could be on one show and Reigns on the other. So like that could be a match we'll have to wait a bit longer for. Maybe they won't have a November show because of NXT. I'm sure they will. I know that they're going to be in the UK in November, so I think they are just going to wait until the NXT show is over, so people aren't, you know, spending money on. Don't have to spend too much money on gets for NXT and the WWE show in November straight away. I'll say they'll probably at the NXT show in Dublin, they'll probably announce will be in the Tree Arena in November, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. Looking forward to Cena's return, and what do you think he'll do? It's a good question. I actually really am looking forward to seeing John Cena's return. And John, you have your people that will say, "Oh, you're just a John Cena fanboy." As I said, it's not like that at all. I just really respect John Cena, and he is one of the top guys in the WWE. So you always want to see the top guys fit and ready to go. And from what I've heard, he's going to be working Alberto Del Rio on the live events tour around. It looks like he could be going into a feud with Alberto Del Rio. I don't think that would probably be the best thing to do, but as you know, when top guys usually come back, the likes of Randy Orton, John Cena, people like that, they usually just give them a feud just to get them back into the swing of things, just to get people interested. If he is to go against Alberto Del Rio at the next pay-per-view, or I think Alberto Del Rio's in the Money in the Bank, so maybe Cena comes back and says he's going straight in to the Money in the Bank ladder match. That'd be interesting to see. I think there could be one more spot available, or if all the spots are full, then it'll be interesting to see. Maybe Cena just comes back on Memorial Day Raw. I think it's on Monday. He's returning on Monday, so who knows? He could get a shot against Rusev straight away and just win the United States Championship. I wouldn't be surprised if they did that again, just so they could, like, America is great. John Cena's great. Do you see the new John Cena t-shirt? Actually, they brought out a new John Cena t-shirt today, and it just has like the American flag, and it looks okay, but it looks a bit cheesy as well. Underground or Ring of Honor, I've wanted to but couldn't. I'm actually the same. I watched like bits of it now and again. I actually always find Lucha Underground extremely interesting, because the way the camera, like the way it's filmed, it's kind of like a movie almost. Even the backstage segments and stuff, it always looks really cool. Ring of Honor, I actually have a few Ring of Honor DVDs and stuff like that, but I don't actually follow it. But I know there's one or two guys, that are really doing well in Ring of Honor at the moment. And of course, if you look over the last couple of years, the amount of guys have actually gone through Ring of Honor before they came to WWE. We had the likes of Seth Rollins, Daniel Bryan, CM Punk as well came through Ring of Honor. So like Ring of Honor is a really top indie promotion that's really doing really well at the moment. I know JR is actually a big fan of Ring of Honor. Always listen to JR's podcast, and he's always trying to give them advice, the talent advice on how to get over and stuff like that. So it's definitely Lucha Underground and Ring of Honor is something I've always wanted to follow. As for TNA, I've never liked TNA. I've gave it so many chances, but I'm just not a fan of. I just find it extremely crappy, and the feuds and rivalries just have no meaning at all. So yeah, fuck TNA. What's your favorite championship? Mine is the IC because the superstars and the look, of course. Yeah, I actually really like the IC title. I think back in the day, when the likes of Jericho had it and even Kane. I remember I really, around that time, back in around 2001, 2000, Kane and Jericho, I remember that was fun. I just really enjoyed that feud and, of course, the IC title. And over the years, the likes of Jeff Hardy and people like that, even back in the day when Bret Hart had it, I kind of had the same view, and I like the look of the belt. I like the old school one, maybe from 2000 or 2001, or even the old one, the white one. But yeah, I think they're actually doing well with the IC title belt at the moment. John, it has a lot more meaning, and it's good to have it back on WWE programming. Did you ever go Irish independent show? If so, who was your favorite? Actually, I haven't gone to any of the Irish independent shows as lately, but yeah, I went to back in the day. Actually, the first time I ever got to see Sheamus wrestling was actually in a local gym near me, just in the gymnasium. It was Irish Hip Wrestling, and I remember I was only about probably 7 or 8, but it was actually an unbelievable show, and I actually remember it really well because I actually won a raffle, and I actually got to go into the ring and meet Sheamus, and he gave me a load of goodies and stuff, just like posters and stuff. But it's like he was just such a standout guy compared to the rest of them. He just looked like a superstar, and he tore the house down that night. I think he was in a 6-man tag match, but he was just absolutely unbelievable. I've seen a lot of the promotions after mentioning there of been meaning to go some to the over-the-top wrestling shows. They look really good, but definitely I'm going to have to check some of them out. And I'd like even to do some vlogs, maybe go them events and share them on YouTube. Maybe even get to interview some of the wrestlers. I could see what I could do. Favorite match? This is a cool live stream. Oh, thanks very much. Thank you very much. As I say, guys, this is just a test run, so we'll see how things work out. If you guys enjoy the stream, that potato's enjoying the stream, so that's good. That's a good sign. He says, "What favorite match?" Is a very tough one. I was actually considering making the other day a video, my top 10 matches of all time, and I just found it so hard. I kept getting 10 matches on paper, and then I'd remember another match and I'd be like, okay, that has to be on the list, and I didn't know what to take out. But I have so many like that are good because show off high spots and stuff like, and then I have a lot of matches that I love just because the wrestling was so good and the storytelling was just unbelievable. Match that for me, I just remember just like a lot of people like have their, they have obviously have their own favorite matches and stuff, but I think The Rock versus Stone Cold from WrestleMania 17 was just fucking unbelievable. I remember as a kid just seeing the promo and stuff for that, because like, oh my god, that was just a shit back in the day. And then the match was just unbelievable. And we had Stone Cold turning heel. Nobody would have saw that coming. So yeah, I think Stone Cold versus The Rock WrestleMania 17 would definitely have to be probably one of my favorite matches of all time. Let me know in the comment section on the stream. I'd love to hear them. You should go to OTT. I heard it's brilliant. Yeah, I've actually heard the same, mate. So hopefully I can go to one of the shows. Not too sure. I think they have a show each month, maybe. Go check that out. I can't pick either, but off the top of my head is Razor Ramon versus HBK WrestleMania 10. I absolutely love that match. That was actually in my top 10 as well. That match was just so good. I absolutely love Razor Ramon. Of course, these two guys, I remember hearing the story of like Scott Hall and Sean were actually saying that match they had at WrestleMania 10, they said leading up to that match at WrestleMania, they're actually doing that the ladder match on live events, and they're saying they actually had better matches than the one that they had at WrestleMania. So I did that on film. So what a shame. It would be great to see what they did in the other matches, because I remember Razor saying, you know, that they just didn't have a clue what they were going to do, and Vince told them he wanted it to be a ladder match. So they actually did an unbelievable job, and that really set the bar for ladder matches in the WWE. Of course, over the last couple of years, they've just gone to a completely different level. You know, WrestleMania 17, and we had the Dudleys, the Hardys, Edge and Christian. You know, they just brought it to a completely different level with the crazy shit they were doing. But definitely Razor and HBK set the tone back in the day at WrestleMania 10. Going to share this stream out some more, guys. Hopefully we can get some more people in. As I said, it's probably not the best time to be streaming on a Friday night, but as I said, it's just a test run. This video will be going live afterwards, so hopefully people can check it out, and let me know in the comment section below, when would you like to see me stream. How's joined the stream? Really appreciate it. I think we're on 5 likes. Yeah, that's great. Thanks very much, guys. Really appreciate it. Where are you planning on going to see Razor Ramon this month? I actually was, believe it or not. I had actually asked my boss, would it be possible to get cover and work for that day, because I was actually working, I think I was working 3 to 11, so I was actually going to try to get the Tuesday off and go see Razor. I hadn't bought tickets in advance because I wasn't too sure if it would be able to go. But what ended up happening is the night before, I was on Ticketmaster. I was just about to go buy VIP tickets for, I think they're about €30. I was going to go buy 2 tickets. Stuff happening in the Twitter. I was on Twitter, sorry, and I seen Scott Hall tweeting out that he wasn't going to be making the Irish shows. I haven't a clue what happened, but it was something between the promoters. It's going to be in Whelan's Bar in town, so I was just thinking to myself, it probably wasn't going to be the best idea in the world to have a recovering alcoholic do a show in a bar, because that's just bad vibes for Scott Hall. You know, that would bring back a lot of and stuff. But yeah, I would have loved to meet Scott Hall. He's one of my favorite wrestlers. I absolutely love the Click. You know, I'm a big Kevin Nash fan as well. Scott Hall, all the guys. So I would have loved to go meet Scott Hall. What's your favorite network show? I'm presuming you mean WWE Network. I enjoy I can't remember the name for it. I really enjoy Table for Three, but I think I like I can't remember the show, the pranks show, whatever the fuck they call it, but the show they were doing like pranks and stuff, I really enjoyed that as well. But the Table for Three, I really enjoyed that, but I just think it should be a bit longer. I don't know why it's only about 20 minutes. I think they should definitely make it much longer, because I know they had the Click on it a few weeks ago, and as I said, I'm a massive Click fan, so they had them on it for like, I think it was like 18 minutes, and I was like, fucking hell, these guys could have talked for like the rest of the month. So like, I don't know why they cut it down to like 20 minutes. They could have got at least an hour out of it. I like the show with JBL as well, actually, as a guest on, and I've had the likes of yeah, that's the one, Swerve. That's the one, yeah. Cheers for that. Swerve is a really good show. I like that. Out again, I can't even remember. But yeah, the show with JBL, that's actually really good. I like that. I like the podcast as well with Steve Austin. I think when he first started off, I remember the very first stream he did, he did really well, because he was asking like really hard hitting questions. I think it was with Vince. He was asking about CM Punk and, you know, people grabbing the brass ring and all this stuff. And then like, I think the more and more shows that he did, they kind of watered it down a bit more. So like, he wasn't asking like questions, it's kind of like the real like corporate questions. Like, you tell someone was in his ear telling him what they wanted him to say. So I think I don't know if the Steve Austin shows have been that good on the network lately, but I think Mick Foley actually did a really good job the other night with Shane McMahon. I actually really enjoyed that stream. You could tell they weren't really pulling any punches, and when Shane told me to ask any question he wanted and just be listening to whoever was in his ear, I think he said Kevin Dunn or your man in Toronto or whoever was in his ear and what to say. I think that was good of Shane, just to say, Shane, whatever you want, don't be listening to whoever's in your ear. Jamie's here. He said he's only home in time for the stream. Good man, Jamie. Good to have you here. We are just this is just a practice run really tonight. We can get into the stream. We're just answering some questions, and yeah, we're just chilling on a Friday. People have had a hard week in school, a hard week in college. Maybe you've been in work a week. You know, we're just gonna chill. It's Friday, and just relax really. So we've had some really good questions so far. I've really enjoyed answering your questions. This is something that I definitely want to keep doing in the future. Don't know why I've actually taken this long to do live stream, and actually really enjoy it. Says, do you collect WWE figures? I love the tell-all with Shane. Yeah, I have to agree. The tell-all was brilliant. I really thought Shane wasn't really, you know, I think Vince was kind of, he wasn't really letting it all out there. He was just kind of, you know, taking it easy. Oh, Juan Camilo Sanchez Mora. That's a nice name. What he says, hi, United. What's up? How are you? Hope you're well this Friday night. Going back to your question, do you collect WWE figures? I don't anymore. I like if I saw them in the shop now and again, and I saw like a decent one, I might buy it just for the sake of it. But I actually I haven't really collected them since around probably 2003 or 2004. I get them all the time. Like it was into them. Like if I didn't have a wrestler, I would go out of my way to get it. You know, I'd be everywhere to get it. I probably have about, I say, have like 120, 30, 120 or 130. Most of them are from the Attitude Era because, as I said, I was a massive fan. Like that's when I probably my first Raw I ever seen was in 1998. He was on the screen, and just from then I was just absolutely hooked. I just, you know, I've never seen anything like it. It was just unbelievable. We have another comment that says, I'm so excited for the I can't even pronounce it, brand split. I'd have to agree with you. I cannot wait. It's going to be absolutely insane. It's going to be an absolutely crazy summer, guys. I really can't wait. And we have so many potential returns, so many potential debuts. We have the likes of Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, people like that. I've actually seen the name for the NXT event. I think Triple H is going to call it NXT The End. So that's the takeover show that's going to be on the network. That Potato says, you should see my collection. I'm guessing you have thousands of action figures. I would love to see them. I love seeing people like Grimm's Toy Show that collect like insane amount of action figures. I think that's class. Like it's good to have the memories and stuff. And yeah, I think I might go back to collect them more. I know that I have a good few. I have 1 or 2 videos on my channel, just like of covering all the action figures and stuff I have. So maybe I'll do more videos like that. I actually really wanted. I was checking on eBay the other day. I was actually looking to see if they had a SmackDown. I know I had the Raw Titantron, like the action figure set, but I was looking for one from, you know, the Oval Arena they used to have on SmackDown. I absolutely loved that Titantron. So I was actually going to see, do they have like a toy version of that? And they actually do. So I might actually pick that up and do an unboxing video or something sometime in the future. You had one WWE legend to face Nakamura, who would it be and why? Ooh, that's a very good question. Of course, you have the hard-hitting style of Nakamura, so that's a tough one. You have me there, Jamie. I think I'd go with Shawn Michaels. I think Shawn Michaels versus Nakamura would just be sensational because Nakamura is such a good storyteller, and put him up against the king of storytelling, the king of in-ring performing is Shawn Michaels. You know, so I think them two would tear the house down. It just really pissed me off seeing Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania because I was really happy to see him, but I was so pissed off when I seen how like a great shape he was. He was in phenomenal shape. Like it looked like he was coming down to actually wrestle like, you know, a full 60-minute Iron Man match or something. Joe, he looked so good. And it just pissed me off because I was just thinking, like, why did he have to retire? I know he has a family and stuff like that, but I would love to see him come back for one more match. And I think Nakamura and Shawn Michaels would tear the house down. I think that would be an absolutely unbelievable match. Let me know in the comment section, guys. That's a good question from Jamie. Who would you like to see face Nakamura, a WWE legend, anybody from the past, to see go against Nakamura? That's a good question. Yeah, guys, as I said, this is just a test stream tonight, really. I've never really done live streaming on YouTube before. I've done a bit of videos or live streaming on Twitch before, but I've never done it on YouTube. So I just thought I'd do a Google Hangout tonight, see how many people we can get in, and see when you guys would like to see me stream. So yeah, I was going to cover this video, such as we're doing a bit of a Q&A at the moment. So maybe we can talk some WWE 2K17. Of course, we have the brand split cup. Maybe you guys can let me know who would you like to see on both shows. That would be a good thing to do. Announcement that I will be uploading daily starting next week, and I'm really excited for that. We are on the road to 10,000 subscribers. I cannot wait, hopefully, to hit that mark. That would be absolutely sensational. So if you have any questions, just hit them up in the comment section there, and I'll get back to you as quick as I can. I'm just going to tweet this stream out again. Hopefully we can get more people in. Thank you very much for everyone that has joined me so far. I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you for your questions and stuff like that. We're on, how many likes are we on the stream? We are on, thank you very much for 5 likes, guys. Yeah, I'm just going to tweet the stream out some more, so hopefully we can get some more people in. What did you guys think of Seth Rollins' return? Were you shocked? No, I was a bit spoiled earlier on in the day. People were tweeting out that he was backstage, but I was happy to see him anyway. Thank God he's back. You know, WWE really had a lot of big names on Raw and SmackDown. It's good to have Seth Rollins back because he's over as fuck at the moment. Have him back. That Potato says this is a bit like or he said it's this is like a podcast. Yeah, I actually have to agree. So I can do this weekly as a podcast. That would be a good idea. When I started off YouTube, I was uploading WWE games videos, but definitely something I've always wanted to do was talk more about the product because it's definitely something I'm really passionate about. And if I have like views stuff, I always like to get them off my chest. I like to hear other people's opinions, you know, see how they see how other people see the product, and you know, hear their views and opinions. So yeah, guys, make sure to hit me up in the comment section and let me know what you think is going to happen this summer in the WWE, because as I said, it's going to be absolutely unbelievable. We have the brand split, we have the draft, all that good stuff. We have WWE Money in the Bank coming up in a couple of weeks. I'm not sure what the pay-per-view is. Maybe you guys, I think it's Payback, is it? We have Payback after Money in the Bank. Maybe we'll have Elimination Chamber. I think Elimination Chamber was around this time last year as well. So it'll be interesting to see what happens just before SummerSlam. I love Rollins' favorite wrestler at the moment, along with Balor. I read that wrong. Sorry, he said he loves Balor. It's his favorite wrestler at the moment. He loves Rollins, sorry, along with Balor. Also, who's the nicest WWE superstar you've ever met? Oh, that's a tough one. I think I would have to go with Sheamus. Sheamus is just one of the lads. Sheamus is just Reigns was actually really, really nice on when I met him as well. So yeah, I would have to go with either Sheamus or Roman Reigns. But like having like a full-on 10-minute conversation when we met at Sheamus and Smith's, like my mate was just asking him if he wanted to go for a drink and stuff like that. That was hilarious. Oh, Daniel, I just got your picture there on Twitter. That's a nice Bret Hart figure. It says he got this a week ago. That's deadly. I'm gonna retweet that there. Real old school figure. I love it. It's just cool to have like to collect the figures, isn't it? Because it brings back so many memories. Like I know when I look at figures and stuff, like I can just think of the first time I got it and stuff like that, and it's got the memories. Yeah, class part you have there. We have a question from Jamie. He says, if there's one wrestler you would love to see WWE that isn't in WWE or NXT now, who would it be and why? Oh, shit, that's a good question. It was definitely definitely, I know AJ Styles is in the WWE now, but I wanted him in the WWE for so long. But thank God he is here now. But ooh, maybe I would have to go with the Young Bucks. I fucking love the Young Bucks. I really want to see them in the WWE. Yeah, I think it would be class to see the Young Bucks in. Maybe they could even, get into the. I think they're just calling them the club, are they? I know they have their kind of like own Bullet Club on the indie scene at the moment. So get them in, get them together with Gallows and am I saying Gallows and Anderson? Yeah, the Bullet Club on the main roster, and just let them tear the house down. Be interesting to see actually Will Balor join with Gallows and Anderson in the coming weeks. But yeah, I'd love to see the Young Bucks on the WWE product as soon as possible. That Potato says, my uncle was a huge fan back in the Attitude Era, so he gave me some of his backstage playset and stuff. This was ages ago. That's deadly. That's so cool. Like, as I said, it's just cool to collect and just look back at. Like, I remember my first wrestler I ever got, my dad got it for me, and I remember we were on holidays down in Waterford. He got me a Draws action figure. So, like, at the time, I didn't actually know that. If you guys don't know, Draws was a professional wrestler back in the Attitude Era. He was in tag teams with the likes of the Road Warriors and stuff like that. But what actually happened to Draws was he actually D'Lo Brown gave him a pile driver. I think it was a pile driver. I'm pretty sure it was. But yeah, what happened is actually a very sad story. Draws is actually paralyzed now from the neck down. So it's kind of sad how that ended up. But yeah, Draws was actually my first action figure. I think my brother's was Xbox. So we collected. Me and my brother are massive wrestling fans. So we collected figures together. So that's why we have so many. My first one was Draws, and his first one was X-Pac. Question: would you bring Kenny Omega? He would be amazing in WWE. Oh shit, I completely forgot. Kenny Omega is top of the list, Jamie. Definitely, Kenny Omega is just fucking unbelievable. I think definitely when he turned on AJ Styles in New Japan Wrestling, that was unbelievable. Along with the Young Bucks and stuff, I think that was really well done. But Kenny Omega, he's so good on the mic, and he's just one of them that, like, he reminds me of maybe like he's a bit of Brian Pillman in him, sort of like he's just crazy, like he's a bit psycho. He actually really looks like Brian Pillman as well. He's just psycho sort of, and he's so good on the mic, and he's just so relaxed in the ring. Like, that's one thing I hate about the current products, when you see guys doing like promos in the ring and backstage, and they're just there like they're just there like they're kind of just memorizing lines in their head, like, and it's just doesn't feel authentic. It just kind of feels like they're robots, you know, that like Vince is kind of like fucking shoving his hand up their arse and they're puppets sort of. So yeah, definitely I don't want to see Kenny Omega come to WWE and be watered down. If he was to come, I want him to come and just be himself, you know. I think that would be the best thing to do. As I said, guys, we're trying to get as many people in as we can. Thank you to everyone so far. So massive shout out to Jamie on that potato for joining the stream. I really appreciate it. We're having a good old chat here anyway. So we'll find out anyway, guys. What is the best day to stream? When you would like to see me stream? As I said, this video will be going live on my channel once this stream is over. People that aren't with us at the moment will be able to watch this video later on and give their views and opinions. So yeah, I'd like to make this a weekly thing. So if you guys would like that, make sure to smash that like button and to let me know. More questions there, guys, hit me up. I'll be sure to answer them. I'm gonna follow you back there, that potato, for being such a good sport. Cheers for the follow. I go share this stream on Facebook as well, so any of my Facebook followers can hopefully come in and join us as well. Just getting back to my channel, guys. I started YouTube probably about, I think, 3 or 4 years ago now. I think it was in the summer of 2012. So yeah, I've now been on YouTube now for about 4 years, and it's just been absolutely phenomenal. So thank you all for the support, and I really appreciate it. This is this is um this is my first live stream. I don't know why it took me so long. I remember like back in the day, I'd just be kind of shitting myself because I always thought like I'd just make a fool of myself. But I'm just at the age now where I just don't care. So yeah, let's just roll, guys. Let's just do this. Thanks for following me. No problem, man. No problem at all. Grand. I'm just gonna share this out on my Facebook page, and hopefully we can get more people in. Yeah, guys, if you have any more questions about maybe WWE 2K17 or the draft or anything like that, let me know. Even any questions about NXT or any good stuff like that. There goes. This is just a test run tonight. So hopefully the next time I stream, I can do some maybe WWE 2K16 gameplay in the background or something like that. Yeah, that would be great. Amy says coming soon. Would the WWE do a split for the live events? I think they would have to, Jamie. Yeah, because there'd be just. I think that's what they did back in the day. Anyway, anytime I was going, around 2007, 2008, they'd have like a Raw roster and a SmackDown roster. So I said it'll definitely be kept separate. And I think that'd actually be kind of a good idea because maybe the guys would have to work less shows then. I think it's good that they don't have to work Raw and SmackDown now because we've seen a lot of guys, especially the likes of Rollins. And I think I don't want to give him like the Krista guy or anything, but I really do think that Dean Ambrose could be injured anytime soon now because the guy's just been working non-stop for the last like 3 or 4 years, and I don't like to see that. The crazy thing is, you might remember me saying this on an old video before, but the night Seth Rollins was coming out to go against Kane, when I was there to see him get injured. The main event was Kane versus Seth Rollins, and I actually turned to my mate and I told him Seth Rollins is going to get injured soon because the guy is just going non-stop, and the way the guys are working today is just like, it's just so over the top, and it really takes their toll on their body. So I think they will. I think it's the best thing to do, maybe to split the rosters up for the live events. I think the likes of Dublin will always get the B roster then, so we'll probably get the SmackDown roster. The likes of the place like London and stuff like that, and Manchester and Liverpool, they'll all get the A show. So I don't think we'll see the Raw roster probably in Dublin, but hopefully I could be wrong. But I know Dublin is listed as a B show to the WWE, along with Belfast and places like Sheffield, stuff like that. They only send the top talents to the places where they know that are definitely going to sell out. So Dublin doesn't always sell out, but I know the attendances have been improving. But yeah, I don't think we'll be getting I say it would be the SmackDown roster, but that could be a good thing. We'll just have to wait and see who's on what show. We have a question from That Potato. He says, if you could bring back any wrestler from retirement, injured or not, who would it be and what match would they have? Holy shit, that's a hard question. Oh, that is such a hard question. So I'm trying to think at the moment who is retired. Okay, so we have the likes of, there's a lot of guys retired, of course, but I like to think of people that were retired probably a bit young and didn't really get their last match. Like that proper send off. So you're looking at the likes of Daniel Bryan, Edge, who else do we have? I was a massive fan of Edge, so I'd definitely like to see Edge come back, maybe, and maybe see Edge go against Seth Rollins. I think Seth Rollins versus Edge in a TLC match. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that. Seth Rollins versus Edge in a TLC match. I would really love to see that. Did you ever see a Raw, SmackDown, or pay-per-view in Ireland happening in Ireland? I cannot see that happening. As much fun, I just can't see it happening. I just think, as I said, Dublin is listed as B town, so like, they have their A and B town. So the place like London, I think that's where their main market is for the WWE. That's where yeah, that's where they earn most of their money. That's where they had like when I went over, they're doing the shows in the O2 Arena in London, and like the amount of merch I seen being sold, guys, was unbelievable. When I say like they had stalls every single entrance of the O2 Arena, and every single merch stand had a queue about like I am talking about probably about 300 people at each merch stand. Like it was unbelievable. And like John Cena wasn't even there, and his T-shirts were being sold like there's no tomorrow. Like I know, like when they come to Dublin and stuff, like people do buy the merch, but like what I seen in London was just on a completely different level. Like we have another question that says it comes from that potato. It says, "What was your first WWE show?" Ooh, I am trying to think. What was my first WWE show? Oh shit! I remember the first show I went to anyway. The Undertaker was there. I'm trying to think what the card was like. I think it was an Undertaker Rest in Peace tour that came to Dublin. He was in the main event in a casket match. I think it was again. It could have been CM Punk. It was always so hard. I like that was like 2007 maybe. So I was fairly old then. So like I always tried to get tickets to go to the shows. But it was still so hard, guys. It would sell out nearly all the time, and like this was at the time when there would be like a Raw and SmackDown show coming, probably in November and April of each year. So like, it was just so hard to get tickets. Like the tickets would be gone like within the first 2 minutes, and like I'm talking like sold out. So it was always so hard to get tickets. But I remember my dad surprised me and my brother with 2 tickets to go see. I think it was the Undertaker Rest in Peace tour, and that was just fucking unbelievable. I remember actually I actually went deaf. I went fairly deaf. I did because when CM Punk came out, I've never heard anything like it before. His music was so fucking loud. It was the Darkest Days team, and it was just oh my god. I was like, I just had to cover my ears, and I just felt like running out of the place because it probably sounds like a bitch thing to do, but I've never heard anything so loud in my life. My eardrums felt like bursting, and yeah, I was definitely see the Undertaker anyway. CM Punk wasn't going to get me to leave the arena that night. Do you like those type of live events, DX Invasion, Undertaker Rest in Peace? I suppose like once you know like the likes of DX or the Undertaker are actually going to be there, you know, that's the main thing. You're just hoping they don't get injured. They're probably just better off just calling it WWE Live or something like that because it looked like Roy Plonker's Undertaker or something like that got injured. So I think it's kind of a risky thing to do. So I think especially with the Undertaker when he's like so old, like what's he now, like 50 or something, if they're to do something like that now when he was to get injured, like that'd look pretty stupid if he couldn't show up for the show. Jamie says, with NXT coming in June, who would you love to see be in Smith for the signing? That is a good question. So looking at the roster that is coming, it looks like we have Finn Balor, Samoa Joe, Bailey, people like that. But I've already met Finn Balor, so it's a tough one. I'd actually really like to meet Bailey. I think she'd be pretty cool. Like from what I've seen of her, like she takes her time with fans as well. I'd really like to meet her. Nakamura's coming as well. I would absolutely love to meet Nakamura. I know, Jamie, you're a massive fan of Nakamura, so I say I'm going to go with Nakamura. I think it would just be phenomenal to meet him. You know, he's an international superstar. I say we'll have another chance of meeting other people on the roster, but you know, definitely because like other people on the roster will be going onto the main roster, but it'll be interesting to see what will Nakamura do because will he stick around for long in the WWE? You know, he could get homesick and go home eventually back to his own country, so it'll be interesting to see how long he does stick around with the WWE. So I'd have to go with Nakamura because I say he'd be a cool guy to me, and yeah, I've always been just blown away by his personality and his charisma. You know, he's just such a cool guy. Like, so yeah, I'd have to go with Nakamura. It sucks for me that I couldn't see the likes of Shawn Michaels, Undertaker, Edge live. Hope we get some legends in Dublin sometime. Maybe Shane or Taker. That would be absolutely class to see. I was actually so pissed off. I had actually bought tickets for when I went to SmackDown in April. I bought the tickets the November before, So when I bought them in November, Daniel Bryan and Undertaker actually advertised to be at SmackDown. And what ended up happening was Undertaker pulled the Friday before down, and Daniel Bryan pulled out of that SmackDown probably about 2 months before. So I knew well in advance that Daniel Bryan wasn't going to be there, but I didn't know till the Friday that the Undertaker wasn't going to be there. So I was pretty pissed off about that. So no, now and again they have the odd legend on the tour. So I think Mick Foley does them now and again. I know Mick Foley's popped up in Dublin a few times to be a part of the show. So I actually got to see Mick Foley. I think it was in 2011. I remember he was there. He wasn't actually advertised. He just came out and everyone just went fucking nuts. So it'd be class to do them something like for them to do something like that. Once again, guys, thank you very much for liking this stream. It is just a test run here tonight. We're just chilling. We're just talking about the current product. I'm taking some questions, a bit of a Q&A. So maybe Friday night isn't a bit time. Maybe I did a bit too early. 8:30 I started that. So maybe next time we could go a bit later on in the night. So more easier for my American subscribers and stuff like that, because of course they're in a completely different time zone. But maybe they're just even coming home from school now. So yeah, we'll try to get as many people in as we can. Maybe next time we could do maybe some WWE 2K16 for will I do the stream. But as I said, this is just a test run tonight, so we're just going to take it nice and easy on a Google Hangout. It's going to take some questions. Oh, that would be fucking insane if Here Comes the Money just hit. That would be absolutely class. Actually, I meant to say when Undertaker and Daniel Bryan were pulled from the SmackDown show, they added Shane. So you might have seen in my vlog, they actually did a dark segment where The Miz was just bitching and moaning about losing to AJ Styles. So what happened then was he said he wasn't going to leave the ring until someone made him. So just Here Comes the Money hit. The place went absolutely nuts. Because a lot of people actually knew Shane was going to be there, but we weren't sure because it was like really late on the show and people didn't think he was going to come out. But Here Comes the Money hits. The place just goes absolutely insane, guys. I jumped out of my seat. I ended up like 3 rows in front of me. But yeah, we just went absolutely crazy. He came out and Miz just kept bitching and moaning for ages, and then eventually Shane just went absolutely apeshit. And he just beat the shit out of the Miz. He did a flying elbow, sort of like a reverse elbow, and it was just so fucking cool. Like the air time he got on it was just unbelievable. He can I actually think he looks like so much better than he did back in the Attitude Era when he was wrestling and stuff. Like even around like 2003 or 2004, he was having them matches against Kane. Like Shane just looks so like great shape. So hopefully he can have more matches in WWE. I'd even like to see him go against someone like Kevin Owens or something like this. Just let them have an Extreme Rules match or something. Just beat the shit out of each other. Another question from Jamie. He says, if you want Superstar to retire, if you had one Superstar to retire the Undertaker at WrestleMania, who would it be? Oh, that's a tough question. I think it would only be fitting that the person to retire the Undertaker would have to be Kane. Because I think if they gave it to anyone else, I think I would just find a way to be upset about it. So I think it would be only fitting that they let his brother like end his career. Maybe even both of them could like to find a way to kind of like end their careers together. I think that would be a good idea. Like Brothers of Destruction, maybe leaving at the same time, because I'm a massive fan. Undertaker and Kane are my favorites. Definitely. So I don't want to see. I know a lot of people are saying that at WrestleMania, you know, like if you actually seen, he left his gloves in the ring. He took his gloves off and left them in the ring. So people are saying that's like that was kind of his way of saying he's finished. You know, that I remember him saying before he was gonna, the day he was done is the day his gloves came off for him. He made some quote like that. So people are saying that's a gesture by leaving his gloves in the ring at WrestleMania 32 that he's actually finished. But maybe he's just trolling us, guys. I really hope he does. He is trolling us, because like, I really do want to see him wrestle again, and just maybe even maybe I'd say Kane or someone like. I'd actually go with. I actually think because if you guys seen it before, I think it was 2002 or 2003. They had a backstage segment. Actually, it was 2002 because that's when Cena debuted. It was actually after John Cena went against Kurt Angle. There was a backstage segment where the Undertaker, he's actually heel at the time, when he was doing the big evil gimmick, and so like it was a bit out of the blue, but he walked up to Cena and he actually shook his hand and he said like, "That was great, kid," or something, and he patted him on the back, or and like Cena's just standing there in shock. So I think it would be kind of, imagine like the promos and stuff they could put together to say, like kind of like Cena, maybe Undertaker's passing the torch on to Cena. Maybe Cena's like the guy in the locker room then or something. So maybe Cena versus Taker or Kane versus Taker. I would be happy with either of them too, as long as it isn't someone that's like doesn't deserve to end the streak, or not the streak, just to end the Undertaker's career. I'd be happy with that. We have a question from that potato. He says, "Is there any retired superstar who you didn't get to see live? Do you think Shane will have another match?" I say there's a good few I haven't seen, actually. I'm just trying to think. I know I got to see Edge. I got to see Ryan. Who else is retired? I'm trying to think. One person I would have loved to see live, I never got to see live, was Eddie Guerrero. I would have loved to see him live. It's unbelievable to see live. I'm trying to think. Is there anyone that's retired that I would have? That's a good question. Actually, I never got to see Shawn Michaels live. Yeah, I never actually got to see Shawn Michaels perform, because I remember the year they came with the DX Invasion tour. They came one year, I think it's 2008 or 2007. I actually couldn't get tickets to it. I ended up going to the SmackDown show, so I was really pissed off about that. So yeah, it would have to be Shawn Michaels. I would have loved to see Shawn Michaels live. I'm a big Shawn Michaels fan. As I mentioned at the start of the stream, I love the Click, so definitely would have loved to see Shawn Michaels. Punk will return to the WWE. As the quote goes, guys, I like never say never in the WWE. I've seen so many people in the past return to WWE that you just never thought you'd see again. So, we're talking about the likes of Bruno Sammartino. He was like, he had so much heat. We never thought we'd see him again in WWE, and he's in WWE Hall of Fame now. Ultimate Warrior, we never thought he would come back. Here's a guy that one night refused to go to the ring. He held Vince up for extra cash. It's just so many things that he did that, he said he was done with WWE, and then like Triple H gets him come back and go into the Hall of Fame. So, as I said, never say never, but I say if the money's right and like maybe he's guaranteed a WrestleMania main event or something like that, I say I'm gonna go. Yeah, I think he'll be back, because I don't think like UFC, like, fair play to him. He has some amount of balls going to the UFC and doing that. It's just something on his bucket list that he wants to do. So fair fucks to him for actually going and having the balls to actually rest or fight in the UFC, I should say. That's actually phenomenal to see. Like, I've actually heard that like he hasn't done, like, in his training, he hasn't progressed well. That he hasn't progressed as well as they thought he would. So I say, well, definitely, I say he'll be thinking things over, and yeah, I think he's going against Mickey Gall, some guy that's just fairly new in the UFC, but he's actually a really good fighter. I've seen him fight 2 or 3 times, and first fight this summer, I think they actually announced the other day. It's not actually confirmed, but it looks like CM Punk will be fighting this summer. If he is to go against this guy Mickey Gall, then absolutely fucked. He's going to get knocked out in the first round. He's going to get either knocked out or submitted. So like he'll have to rethink things once. Definitely he'll have to rethink things once he gets knocked out, or he'll have to, like, them bills keep coming in the post, so he's going to have to find some way to pay for them. So if WWE offer him a big check, he'll be back definitely. Is WWE coming back in November? And from what I've heard, yes, it is coming back. It looks like they're not going to confirm it until after the NXT show is done in June. There's a show in the True Arena on, I think it's 14th of June. I'm going to be going to that actually. So if I hear anything at the show, I'll keep you guys up to date. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it will be coming back in November. I would be absolutely shocked if it doesn't. It's been coming April and November for like the last. So if they don't come back, I think we should just riot, guys. We should gather in town somewhere and just protest or some shit like that, because I'll be pretty pissed off. Jamie says, I would go for John Cena and then turn him heel. That is a good idea. I think it would. Do you guys think Cena will ever turn heel? I don't know. I just think it's too late on in his career. Or that, like, it could still happen, but I just think that he's decided to stick with the babyface gimmick, and yeah, I just think he's going to be booed either way, so it doesn't really bother him. That potato said, "Did you see what culture's video, Jo? How?" Okay, that's not meant for me. That potato says, "Who are your top 3 WWE superstars?" My number 1 is CM Punk. I'd have to have my top 3 would have to be Undertaker. Kane would be in there as well, and that last spot, I'd like. I don't know if I can answer that question, because I'll answer with someone and then I'm gonna end up changing it. But it would, people that spring to mind would have to be Shawn Michaels, Austin. I like The Rock, but he was never really my favorite. You know, I'd always get a good laugh out of him, but I was never really a massive Rock fan. So then you have the likes of Scott Hall and Kevin Nash as well. As I said, a massive fan of the Click. So maybe I could say, I'm gonna go with Undertaker, Kane, and the Click. Yeah, that's not one superstar. It's like 4 or 6, but it's still, anyway. I'm gonna go with Undertaker, Kane, and the Click. Says, to be fair though, it's normally 2 shows a year, so April then NXT. I don't know. That is true, but you do this. I think it's some part like of a. I don't know what they're doing in the UK anyway. I know they're going to be at some like rock. There's some like concert or shit going on over there or something. So they're being invited over for that. So I think they just decided, since they've been invited over to the UK, they thought they'd come over to Dublin stuff as well. So I can't see NXT coming every year. Who knows? Maybe if this tour is a success, it looks like it is going to be a success. So maybe it'll be coming back here as well. But I think I don't think it would be any harm to do 3 shows a year. I think a show in April, a show in June or July for NXT, and then a show in November would be perfect. I don't think we'd have to worry too much about that. Do you not think that Kane is a little non-scary and so-called boring now? I completely agree with that. I am so pissed off at the way Kane is booked these days. I just think I just have so much love for him because of like growing up. He was such like, I used to shit myself seeing Kane on TV, like legit shit myself. If Kane showed up on my TV screen, I'd probably jump behind my couch or some shit like that. Like I used to have dreams that Kane was gonna like kick my door down, come into my room, and choke slam me out the window. Not even messing. Like he was such like so scary. Like back in the day, and his attires were so much better as well. I know now that he's actually looking at leaving WWE. I heard the other day he's looking at leaving the WWE, and he wants to be a politician, so he's going to be running for like mayor or something in his local town. So he's actually a really smart guy. I don't know if you know this, guys, but he's actually like, he is crazy smart. Like he is ridiculous. Like I say he has the highest IQ in WWE. Like he's such a smart guy, and looking at getting out of wrestling soon. And yeah, that today we actually just mentioned it there. Do you see that? Yeah, cheers for that. Beat you to it. But yeah, it looks like he could be leaving. So yeah, I'd probably like to see him leave soon, because I just don't think what they're doing with him at the moment is his character. I think the minute he took his mask off, although like for probably the month after he took the mask off, they made him look like a monster. That was like really good TV. But like I think he knew once he took that mask off, his character was going to go downhill, because once he was able to start showing facial expressions and stuff like that, because when he was behind the mask, you couldn't see like his facial expressions or anything. But now that his face is always out there and stuff, that I think his matches and the way he worked, his style, stuff like that had to change because his selling, the way he sold the matches and stuff had to change. I remember hearing a story that he actually took the mask off because he went to Vince, like I think it was actually Vince's idea to take the mask off, kind of like just to reboot the character. But I remember Kane saying as well, the mask he had before that, he was actually finding it hard to I don't know why, like I think it was the mask before. I know he came back in like 2002 or 2003 and he beat the shit out of the Un-Americans. It was like a Lance Storm test, and Christian, he had just before that he had a mask that covered like his entire face. So I remember saying before that he actually found it very hard to breathe during matches, like just when he was sucking air, like he found it hard like to work wearing that mask. So that's why when he came back he had like a new mask that like it didn't cover his mouth, and I don't think he liked working in that mask either for some reason. So that was just all. I think it was just a combination of things like that. Really, just like in the end, he just decided to take the mask off. And definitely, I would have to agree with you there that like it really was a bad idea. But like just out of respect for Kane, like Glenn Jacobs, the man himself, I'd like he's always going to be one of my favorites just for the stuff he did back in the day with Kane and Undertaker. Jamie says, out of these two wrestlers, who would be good in UFC, Rollins or Styles? Ooh, that's a good question. I would probably have to go with Styles. Like his style, he has a lot of cool like kicks and punches and stuff like that. He probably has a bit of jiu-jitsu, but I would probably have to go with Rollins because I think Rollins he's obviously younger, and I think he could improve a lot more. I think Styles, you know, I think he has a lot of wear and tear. So if I was to pick someone, I'd probably go with Rollins. I think he could probably mold him into a bit of a fighter and probably get a bit more out of Seth Rollins than you could AJ Styles. I'd hate to wear a mask in the ring. Yeah, I say it's pretty hard. Like, you know, considering you're working so hard and you're getting blown stuff like that. You know, like once you start sucking air, you know, you need to be able to breathe in properly. And if Kane was having them problems, then yeah, I'd say it was probably the best move from him. But I think his character, once he took the mask off, it was always going to go downhill, I think. Once again, guys, thank you very much for joining me on this stream. We are live on YouTube. It's my first real live stream. We're just doing a Google Hangout here tonight just to see what you guys think. If you enjoy the stream, I don't really care really about views. Like I really never have on YouTube. I just like want to hear your guys' opinions, just like talk wrestling, because I'm just a fan at the end of the day. As I said before, I'm just looking to produce some good content that you guys enjoy, and I'm just another wrestling fan, you know. And have a good time. So that's what we're doing here tonight. So keep the questions, guys. We'll go until long time this live stream. We'll try to get a few more people in. As I said before, starting next week, I'll be uploading daily. So from Monday, we will be having 1 or 2 videos a day. So if you guys can smash the like button on them videos and just support me, that would be absolutely fantastic. Jamie says, what was your favorite Kane moment? Ooh, that is a tough one. Moments that just make the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. Probably my favorite Kane moment was when he returned in 2000. You've probably seen the video on YouTube, but I remember watching as a fan, and the moment he was in the ring. I don't know, he wasn't in the ring actually. I think there was an all-out brawl going out in the ring. You had like the New Age Outlaws. You had just the entire DX faction. Stephanie was on commentating. She was commentating with JR, King, and I think Tori was their Xbox girlfriend at the time. She was on commentating. She was commentating as well. Who else was in the ring? There's a lot of guys in the ring. It was like DX were heels at the time, so yeah, there's loads of people in the ring. And what just happened was that the lights went out in the arena. Stephanie started screaming on commentator and said like, "What's going on? What's going on?" And yeah, the lights just blacked out in the arena. Paul Bearer walked out in a red jacket, and the place just went nuts. Like they knew that shit was going down. Paul Bearer hadn't been on TV for like probably 6 or 7 months before that. So when people seen him walking out, they knew shit was going down. Kane had actually been off TV at the time because he tore his tricep, so he was out for a good few months. But when Kane came out, the place just went, oh, it just went berserk, guys. If you can see in my icons on my profile picture on YouTube, he came out in that attire. That's probably my favorite Kane attire of all time. Kane came out in that attire for the first time, and he just went. It was just insane, guys. He just came down. He chokeslammed anything with a heartbeat. Stephanie started screaming. She ran out of there, and Kane just stood tall in the ring with the likes of, I think, like The Rock and Mankind just looking at him like, holy shit, you're the man. But like, yeah, Kane was just a beast back in the day. That would definitely have to be one of my favorite Kane moments. He says my favorite Kane moment was his debut. Unbelievable as well. Bad Blood 1997. It was Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker. Kane comes down, rips the door off its hinges, and tombstones his brother, The Undertaker, in the middle of the ring. What a moment that was. Maybe like I'd just love to see them make Kane look like a beast again, like he was back in the day. That'd be best for business. That Potato says, do you like The Miz, and do you think he should be in the world title picture? No, I don't like The Miz. I don't like The Miz, not because he's a bad wrestler or anything. I just don't like The Miz because he's super annoying, and that means he's doing his job right as a heel. So he is he's such a good heel. He's such an annoying bastard, and that's what a heel should be, you know. I remember even when I was over for the London shows, Raw and SmackDown, like the amount of people booing him were just unbelievable. Like people like legit standing up out of their seats and just like wishing death on the guys. You know, that's a good thing as a heel to have. That video says check Twitter. Okay, I have a few notifications. Okay, there's a link to a Facebook page. Holy shit. That is class. What show was that? PGW or PWG, sorry, All-Star Weekend. Holy shit. That's crazy. What was that, like a suplex off the top rope into an armbar? That's unbelievable. Thank you for sharing that with me. That is class. It's always mad to see crazy shit on indie shows like that because like they're not even getting paid that much, but like it just shows how much they love pro wrestling. Like, cause either one of them there could have broke their neck or something. Like it shows how much they love wrestling. They're just having fun, really. What was your favorite promo of all time? Ooh, that's a tough one. You guys are actually really good with these questions tonight. Keep them coming. Favorite promo of all time. Ooh, I'm trying to think. There's so many. Like you have the pipe bomb by CM Punk. You have my favorite promo of all time, just because you guys know that I'm such a massive Kane and Undertaker fan. But I remember it so clearly. I remember like it was yesterday. There was a segment. It was the week after Kane chokeslammed the Undertaker through the ring. So Kane was just on a rampage. He came out on SmackDown the week after, and he chokeslammed all members of DX, and he was just standing in the ring, and he had a line something like, "Why did I chokeslam my brother?" Or something like, "Because I'm a monster," and he just slammed the mic down, and then the Undertaker came down, and he came down with his arm in a cast and stuff like that. And I just always remember that. It was probably one of my favorite promos as well, because Kane hadn't really talked much at the time. But I say there's like so many promos I love. The pipe bomb's definitely one of them. I remember the NWO have so many good ones on WCW as well. There's one with Paul Heyman on SmackDown in like 2002 where he just cut a shoe promo on Vince McMahon, and you'll probably find that on YouTube if you haven't seen it already. That was unbelievable as well. But another promo that really stands out for me would have to be, I think it was in 1996, Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels, and the president at the time or the chairman, the president of the time of the WWF was Roddy Piper, and he came out and he announced they're going to have an Iron Man match. Unbelievable as well. I'll always remember that one. Jamie says my favorite promo was CM Punk's pipe bomb. Yeah, that was just unbelievable. You know, that really just made you think like, what the fuck is going on here? And when the people he was bringing up, like when he brought up Vince and then the mic cut off, you know, he just really wanted to hear what he was going to actually say. HBK's heel promo, oh, that was unbelievable. That was in Canada. That was in Montreal, wasn't it? When he came out and he just remember he was just talking shit for ages. Then Bret Hart's music hit, but he was actually just trolling. That was gas. That was. I've seen it. Yeah, it definitely was one of the best heel promos of all time because the fans wanted blood, you know, because we're going back to the whole Survivor Series thing back in 1997 when you know, Bret Hart got screwed. You know, they wanted blood that night as well. I think it was in 2005, wasn't it? It was before he went against Hogan at SummerSlam. So, yeah, that was fucking gas. I thought the way he was just like he's so good at that because like Shawn Michaels is he's such a good troll as well because he's just so smart and never get the best when it comes to talking on the mic. He's just so confident and like he's so chilled when he's on the mic. But top of his game that night, definitely for sure. That Potato says his dad thought the promo was scripted by CM Punk, and then he saw the DVD and gained a lot more respect from him. We're actually getting into a big debate with someone on Twitter about that. I think he still follows me, but yeah, I remember. I think it was someone like the Elite Gamer or someone that follows me. But I remember we got into a big argument because he was saying to me the whole thing was just staged, it was scripted. But there's no way that thing was scripted because that came from the heart. There's no way Vince was going to say like, actually they said in the DVD, Vince just said, or your man Mark Carrano just came up to CM Punk and they said tonight they're just going to let you just get all your bullshit off your chest. Now anything you want to say out there and say a really good idea because CM Punk just took the ball and ran with it after that. He went out there. I think I actually remember most of that promo word for word. You know, he's talking about how he's a Paul Heyman guy and he was splitting just like Brock did, but the difference was he was going to leave the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. So he mentioned people like Colt Cabana, people like that. You know, he mentioned New Japan Pro Wrestling, Ring of Honor. He mentioned like everything that's just breaking the fourth wall. You know, he mentioned Dwayne Johnson as well. He called him an ass kisser and stuff like that. And like I remember just watching that with my like mouth wide open, thinking, "Holy shit! Did he really just say that?" Jamie says another one of his favorite promos is Cena and The Rock. Oh yeah, definitely. I remember promos and just thinking like this is legit. Like these two guys definitely want to be the best in WWE. Of course, like The Rock coming back was always going to find it hard. Yeah, like to get like his mojo back started, back into the swing of things. And I think Cena really forced him to, because I know like he just completely owned him that night when he said, do you remember he said like, oh, you have your notes written on your wrist, and I was like, oh my god, he just fucking burned him there. Like it was so awkward because I remember like The Rock just looked down, you could just see a load of squiggles on his wrist, and you know, of course, like you have The Rock has someone that writes his material for him. You know, he actually works with someone that helps him with his jokes and stuff like that. But like, I never really cared about that because he's just so good at delivering it. You know, like there's one thing to have jokes ready to go out when you go out to the ring, but to be able to deliver them properly is another thing. Like, you know, The Rock some had unbelievable promos. Okay. Okay, guys, we're gonna take a quick break. I'll be back in the stream here, guys. It's been a hell of a stream tonight. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. This is my first time doing a live stream. I'm just going to take this quick question. It says, did you ever see Finn Balor live in Ireland indie shows? I think I did, but obviously because like at the time I didn't have a clue who he was, but wrestled once in I think it could have been in, I think out in Wicklow, so it would have been out in his hometown. Yeah, I've seen him wrestle once before. He was actually, just like Sheamus, he really stood out as well. Because like he's just, compared to the other guys, you know, you have a lot of fat fucks and stuff like, but like these two guys are in shape and they just really stood out from the rest. Yeah, guys, thank you very much for joining me on this live stream tonight. I really appreciate it. It looks like this video will be going live on my channel after I am finished broadcasting. So hopefully we get a lot more comments from people, and we'll see when the next stream will be. I really appreciate it, guys. The people that have really helped out with the stream tonight. That Potato, Jamie, we have Saoirse as well, Joanne, a lot of other people. I really appreciate it. This was really fun. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. I will let you know on Twitter when the next stream will be. Hopefully we can go again maybe next week. Maybe I could even do a Raw review or something like that. You guys can come and join me. But yeah, guys, thank you very much for joining me, and I'll hopefully catch you on the next video. Peace.